everyone, and welcome to another episode of Art NuVogue with your host, LeilaniJoy. This is my video art blog where I document my creative process and give you guys some tips and tricks along the way. How do you guys feel about my feral hair today? I know it's a little crazy, but it's been really hot in the Bay Area, and if you guys know anything about Bay Area San Francisco people, we just do not know what to do in the heat. So I'm definitely not going to be using my hair dryer and flat iron or curling iron. I'm just going to go natural. Yeah, just like these lashes are natural too. Anyway, on today's episode, I'm going to be doing another piece for the Bad Apple Artist Collective, and I'm really excited about this one because you guys voted on the theme. And the central theme this month was From the Bookshelf, and I was really torn about what to do because, I mean, there's just so many great story characters. So I gave you guys some options to vote on, and if you missed the voting, then you really need to be following me on one of my other social networks, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or something. That way you would have known about it. Anyways, the winner by a somewhat large margin was Little Red Riding Hood, and I'm really kind of excited about that you picked it. And hopefully that means that you guys all plan on buying it, since that's what you voted for. Because I kind of like doing the themes of like Grimm's fairy tales, and it'll kind of fit nicely in my portfolio, so thank you for that. Although I really there's a couple of them I really wanted to do, so I may still do them. There was quite a few votes for a couple other Edgar Allan Poe characters. And one of the lowest voted ones was Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Lisbeth Salander, but I thought that would be pretty cool. But you guys didn't vote for it, so hell no, I'm not going to paint something that you're not even going to buy. I mean, I am an artist, but I am a businesswoman as well. Anywho, before I get started on this piece, I'll probably talk about a couple of my own personal Little Red Riding Hood inspirations, and I'm going to see if I can find some footage from this, but there was a video that I really loved when I was a kid. It was like, I don't even remember. It was some little VHS tape about Little Red Riding Hood, and it was a particular version of it. So just because that's what I most remember about the story, that's probably the version that I'm going to stick with. So I'll show you guys some inspirations, and we'll get started. So in my Red Riding Hood research and development stage, here were a couple of my favorite inspirations that I came across. And I always like to look at some different art, different photos and stuff inspired by it. And I really liked these sort of like wolf silhouettes, so I want to try to include that as well. And you'll be delighted to know that after quite a bit of searching, I was able to track down that 90s video I had as a little kid. And thank you to YouTube for, of course, actually has it. And it's weird. It's like a time warp when you see something that you haven't seen since you were like a little kid. But this was the version of the story that I most remember, and it's actually pretty messed up, which I guess most of the Grimm's fairy tales are. But in this version, Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother get eaten by the big bad wolf and swallowed whole, and the hunter that comes and finds them at the house actually chops them open, gets them out, and grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood get the sewing kit and put rocks inside of the wolf and sew him back up, which results in him being full of rocks. And once he gets thirsty, he ends up falling in the well to his death because he's so heavy with rocks. So anyway, I don't know. I kind of always liked that version, and I want to incorporate like the idea of stitching and sewing thread like into my interpretation. So I thought I would share with you this very goofy looking process that I sometimes do, where I actually film myself and I try different poses, slightly adjusting my hands, slightly adjusting the angle of my head and things like that to get a pose reference. I found that this worked better and I was able to get more natural poses than just taking like a series of photos, because sometimes when you're actually in motion, you get a much more natural looking pose. So this is like super goofy looking, but I did end up getting this pose here that I really liked, and I'm going to be using that as the main reference for my painting. And I'm also just throwing in this gorgeous photo that I found of one of my favorite queens, Manila Luzon, because I really love her expression here, and I really want to work that in a little bit as well. So there's my compilation of references, so let's see how this all comes together. So in the sketch stage here, I'm doing a similar process as I did on my last piece, in which I made like a really rough Photoshop like drawing, and I compiled some of the photo reference and just made some sort of shapes and design choices, and now I'm actually drawing by hand on top of that comp. And here I was feeling sort of indecisive about how I wanted to do her cape and things like that. So I wanted to just kind of make this little hashtag tip for you guys and call it "When in doubt, shape it out." And it's always a good idea when you're designing to go back to simple geometric shapes. And I knew that I really wanted her to sort of create this triangle, and I wanted to use triangles as a strong design composition shape. So I just used a ruler to draw and tried to ignore small details and just get those big overarching shapes to create a strong design. And once I got those big shapes working, I started to add some small storytelling details, like having her sort of entangled in her sewing thread. And I really kind of like the storytelling that I'm achieving here, with sort of the wolf pack is hunting her down and she's caught red-handed, if you will, and tangled in the sewing thread that ultimately leads to the big bad wolf's death. And I also wanted sort of that shape in the background to represent almost like a flashlight, like being caught. So she's going to have this very strong light on her face. So in my background here, which I've already created a nice flat matte gray, I'm going to paint in this triangle of light that's going to serve as my backdrop. Okay, you guys, well, my little Red Riding Hood piece is almost finished now, and before I show you how she turned out, just a few quick announcements for you. First of which is, most of you probably know, but I am doing a Schools Out for Summer special in my online class, Art NuVogue U. So if you're interested in spending some of your summer doing some art and improving your portfolio, you can check it out at artnuvogueu.com. And simply use the coupon code SchoolsOut75 and you'll get $75 off. This is pretty awesome. This is the biggest promotion I've done yet. Or you can sign up for the payment plan and spend $75 more. But still, I know that makes it a little bit more flexible for you guys. I know a lot of you have signed up for my free trial because I see you in there. If you guys have any feedback for me, actually, I would greatly appreciate it. If there's something about the free trial that you're like, well, I'm still on the fence, how can I sweeten the deal for you? I'm also happy to answer any questions or concerns you have about the course. You can email me at Leilani@artnuvogueu.com, my official instructor email, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. One that I've gotten a few times now is, can you work at your own pace or is it deadlines? And I have said this before, but my class is completely open and flexible and at your own pace. So you can sign up now, and then if you find some time in a couple weeks to get started, whatever you need to do. So if you're definitely thinking about doing it, this would be a great time to use the coupon code, even if you're still busy with other things, and you can just work it in as you go. It has been a pleasure working with the students I have. I have my little trailer for the class released. There's another video you can watch and check out my little promo trailer video. And yeah, so I hope to see you guys there. The other thing that's kind of exciting for you guys is if you've been eyeing some of my prints, this is an awesome time to pick one up, because I have hundreds of prints in boxes taking up my living room that just came back from Disney's Wonderground Gallery. And I had a really great month there, but I still happen to have a lot of overstock, and I just frankly cannot store it all in my tiny little place. So you can go over to my Etsy store right now, and until they sell out, I'm listing a lot of them at up to 50% off. So you can get some really, really great clearance deals. I just spit. Clearance deals on my prints, so check that out. Last but certainly not least, if you would like to get your hands on this original painting, which I'm entitling Red, because I just think it sounds cool, all you have to do is visit this tiny URL right here, and it'll take you directly to the auction page. The buy it now price is still available, you guys, and if you choose to buy it now, I do offer a payment plan. So if you're like, oh, I really, really want it, but I can't pay it all up front, just bid buy it now and arrange a little payment plan with me. And of course, I will also be releasing prints of this piece, and with the first 10 prints, I'm going to do something a little extra special this time, because I know a lot of you already have my signed doodle postcard. So this time I'm going to be doing little original magnets. So I'm going to do a hand drawing and have it on a little magnet so you can keep it on your fridge or on your locker or something. So I'm only going to be doing 10 of those, and you will also get a little fairy tale prize pack, which will have some fun fairy tale themed goodies, postcards, little prints. So make sure that you get one of my first 10 prints of Red to get that. I will also be doing some canvas reproductions of this piece. Here's Josephine to demonstrate. This is my smallest size, the 12 by 16. And these come out pretty gorge. I don't know if you can see this, but I do hand embellish each of them so they have sort of like a 3D texture to them, which makes them look like real paintings, and you can fool your friends. They'll never know, right? Anyways, that's it for me on this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another. This is my video art vlog where I document my creative. Spoiler alert, I left the drawing hanging here so you can already see. Okay guys, so my little okay. Who's out for summer? I can't say that. Josephine, so you can fool your friends, so you can fool your friends. I can't say that. Quick announcements. First of which is, many of you guys know that I'm still doing my